I think we're just about ready to begin. I think. Just waiting for the word.
I am here.
I should
Hello.
say, actually, yes, I believe you're here, aren't you, Lord Mouse?
Yeah, I am.
I believe you're going to be running it solo today because the runner you're racing at currently can't make it.
Yeah,
which is
he
all
can
good.
make it. He
These
might
things
make
happen,
it for
sir.
commentary though.
Yeah, if he does show up, we'll bring him in here for commentary. That's fine, completely fine. Right, well, if you're ready, sir, I will pass it on to you.
All right. I'm gonna do a countdown, so you guys can start the timer in that case. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Hey everyone, I'm Lord Mouse, and I will be showing you the Densha DD Lightning Stage any % run today. So, we are racing trains in this game, and well, yeah, racing is something this is based on. It is based on the Initial D series, which is a racing manga and anime. And this game series, I'm saying series because there's multiple games, is developed by Jinushi. It is based on the manga series with the exact same name, Densha DD. And they're basically a parody on Initial D that just takes things over the top at several points. So as I mentioned, there's like 4 games. Lightning Stage is the current one that is being ran. It was made in 2010. Burning Stage is the second one, done in 2011. Then there's Climax Stage from 2012 and Rising Stage from 2013. All of those run in a custom engine. It's also work on a 5th game that is currently in development. You see me immediately going multi-track here. That is because in this game it is a bit faster to go on like both lanes at the same time compared to the other games. That's like one of the strats we're using. And we're currently racing Kaisuke, which has the same name as the first opponent of Takumi, the protagonist, in Initial D. He's currently in front, but that will be changed at the end of this track. So in some corners I need to slow down, otherwise I would be derailing. And there's like 3 states the train can be in. There's, well, the normal state in which you can just drive. There is derailed state, so to speak. So your train will get back on track afterwards. And then there's the so-called self-propelled impossibility, which means you will not get back on the track again because your first car derailed so strong, or like so far, that it is impossible for it to get back on track. So yeah, as I said, Kaisuke is the first opponent. There's a total of 4 races in this game. And Kaisuke has a pretty normal train, just like ours. Nakazato, which is the next opponent, has a slightly different one. Same for Shingo later on in the 3rd one. But more to that later, when those races are actually gonna happen. So this is mostly just holding down accelerate and braking in some corners. Others you can literally just floor it. There is a really low chance of derailing in some of them. And if you're multi-tracking, the chance of that is even slower, because you can put the weight of the track properly onto the sides. It's a reference to drifts for those that didn't catch that yet, but yeah. If any of you are aware of the multi-track drifting meme, this is basically where it's coming from, well, the manga, rather, is where it's coming from, and it's going to be shown at the end of this race. Also, this game series is, well, the subtitles are in Japanese. They actually did voices for it, like voiceovers. And there's sadly no English localization. Maybe that's gonna change in the 5th game though. Just have to wait and see for that. So yeah, if there's any donations, by the way, that you guys would want to read, if that's like happening, then go for it. It's like most of the time it's just driving and yeah.
Yeah, man, this is some intensely fast train driving.
It is.
I don't want to interrupt the intensity. Thank you very much. We have a $5 donation from Lucky 21, 21st of the Lucky Fan, who says, "Oh my god, I never thought I'd see a game about racing trains to Eurobeat. Best GDQ event ever." Agreed. A $5 anonymous donation that just says, "A little help from France. Nice stream." And then a $50 commentless donation from Akime Kim 91. Thank you very much indeed.
Alright. So there's still a bit of track left. Like one bigger station in which we can just floor it as well. And shouldn't derail. It was a bit close, but it's all good. So at the top you see the card indicators. If they're red, they're like close to derailing. And if they're blue, like the first one, it indicates that you're actually multi-track drifting. Let's see this one. Quickly gonna do a multi-track here, then switching back so we don't fully derail. And this is the section where the meme is like coming up. So pay close attention to this one because you don't want to miss this. This is the phase that some people might have seen. If you have ever seen, you can use the multi-track emote that is on my channel right now. Alright, and that was Keisuke. So up next is Nakazato, who, as I mentioned already, has a different track than... different train. Obviously, everyone has their own train. And... well, there's something special about this train. You'll see him immediately be ahead over here. That is because... and that's gonna be a bit stupid to think about. He has a Nissan GTR engine in his train. It's a bit counterproductive if you think about it, because a car engine wouldn't be as powerful as a train engine. He will later on do something very interesting to said engine. And with this train, like with his train, there is a lower chance of derailing. So he's like going really fast in most of the corners, in which I wouldn't be able to go fast without multi-tracking. And it's like most of that. In the 100% route, or rather in the last race, you have to use his train. So after you beat them, after you beat the stage, or level rather, you can redo it and select the train. And basically, in the very last one, you can already select the train, and you have to use his train, otherwise you will not be able to beat the opponent. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm also constantly switching back because there might be something coming up there. So yeah, this one I can't properly multi-track. Oh wait, I can again. So this part over here is like where derailing is happening a lot. So I'm rather taking it safe and sorry there. Other than that, not much to Nakazato. You notice that it's the same track again as like in the first race against Keisuke. That's because in the anime it's also like that. They're driving, was it Mount Akina if I'm not mistaken? Like they're both driving that one. But Shingo has a different one, and there's like some explanation to that as well once we get to that one. But let's focus on Nakazato first to beat him. So we're going multi-track in here again. Gonna be close up. And now he's saying something along the lines of, how is the 2000, the train we're driving, still managing to keep up? And this is where, well, this isn't the part where the specific thing that I mentioned before is gonna happen. That's a bit later. But once it will happen, well, you will see. Once again, if there's donations, it's like a little bit of time.
Thank you very much then. We've got a $5 donation from Awesome AL, who just says, shout out to my boy BBF Happy. So, thank you very, very much for the $5 donation for BBS run just before this. And we still currently have it, a $15 donation from Darhel that says, multi-track drifting! Yes, multi-track drifting. Affirmative. And then a $25 anonymous donation saying, thank you for doing this. Bonus Marathon is loved and going for a great cause. You guys are the best. Again, I have to agree. I mean, can't disagree with that, really.
Okay. So this is the part that I mentioned where he's doing something very interesting to his engine. Once again, he's like, how does he manage to keep up that far? Something along those lines. I don't speak Japanese and I'm sorry if it's wrong. So he's going a bit too far at this point. He's pushing a bit too far. And he's actually blowing up his engine. So that's the end of Nakazato. We could have ended this one earlier. Like, the moment it entered that slowdown cutscene, the game already set the finished track or finish race variable to true. So we were done already. So Shingo, it's going to be very interesting because this has one very huge glitch that requires me to listen to an audio cue now. Okay. So I need to focus a bit. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Okay. So what I did there was I switched immediately into his lane to get one of my cards in this glitchy state, which will be useful in a few seconds. And once we reach that part, we should see it be derailed. So the race is over once your first card can't drive anymore. If the other cards fail, it's like still okay. So let's see. It doesn't derail. That's wonderful. Which means we need to go with the backup. Should be over here. Come on. Yes, okay. So you'll see a lot of the cards just going like lightning fast now, or should be it at least. Yep, there they're flying. And what we managed to do is we partially derailed Shingo for a bit, or rather made him go slow to like 40 kilometers per hour. And this will give us a big leap. It won't last forever, that's why I'm not allowed to slow down. This is the part where he should usually overtake you, but, well, he's nowhere to be seen, so he can't. And yeah, so as I said, like his train is a bit different. This whole track is like in the city, and Takumi just can't really drive well on it. He would derail most of the time. Also, nice jump here to not having to stop the multi-tracking. Basically, this battle is a reference to the gum tape deathmatch in Initial D. Gum tape deathmatch is, for those that don't know, where you tape one of the hands to the steering wheel, and you're only allowed to use that hand to steer. It makes it difficult in corners, obviously. So yeah, we got a bit of track where we can properly drive. Also, hey cart, one of them. But yeah, so this part is still fine. This corner we can take full speed because we're multi-tracking. Once again, there's like cutscenes of him talking, but he's nowhere to be found, so, well, yeah. Doesn't really help him. So we're now switching lanes to this side, then we're switching back, so we can do the multi-track here. Now we're gonna stay on the right side, because later on a track split is coming up that would cause us a self-propelled impossibility, and we don't want that to happen. So, should be coming up fairly soon. Should be the next corner, I think. And then at some point we will go into a massive downhill section, which we should usually take slow, because we can't multi-track. But, since Shingo is nowhere to be found, as I said a couple of times already, we can just multi-track the entire time and go full speed. So that's actually pretty fun. It's good for speedruns, obviously, because you want to go fast, especially when you're multi-track drifting. So, yeah, other than that, it's like nothing really to it. So we have another 1 or 2 donations. It's like course, really good game for donations.
Of course, we have a commentless $20 donation from Lurdiak, so thank you very much for that. And Mangled Pixel 116 with a $50 donation says, crossover between this and Thomas the Tank Engine when? I would adore to see that. Yes, the Thomas the Tank Engine theme just playing along. It's just like multi-track beat track.
Thomas the Tank Engine Eurobeat version, let's go. So this is the downhill section that I mentioned. Usually you're like supposed to take it slower here, only like 120. But as I mentioned already, since we have both lanes to ourselves, we can just go full speed at like 160. Usually we could go faster if we would have more trains because we would have more weight. But since we only have three cards, basically okay. So this is the section where you should slow down to trigger a specific event. We don't have to because the event is not going to pop up. It's also a slowdown cutscene, or slow motion cutscene rather, that is counterproductive in a speedrun once again because it's slow. So we effectively skipped it by being ahead of Shingo there because Shingo does the trigger for it. So yeah, this is just a bit more downhill, and later on, like this, if the trigger was right, of you slowing down at a specific point, you're able to overtake him at this point here. There's like a track split coming up now, or like they go further apart, but it's fine, we're still gonna hit it. So this is where Shingo just like tries to hit your train, and he completely misses and derails. Once again, this is over the top. In the initial D, he tries to hit you off the mountain, but instead hits the guardrail, and well, nothing really happens. He just hurts his hand a bit, but that's like it. Up to the last opponent in the any percent category, Ryosuke, the brother of Kaisuke. This song that is currently playing is still giving me nightmares because when Kona and I were blind racing this, basically we were doing this track for like at least 100 times, if I wouldn't have to lie, so to say. It was a lot. So this song is pretty burned into my head. Ryosuke in Initial D is more the analyst type of driver, so he prepares everything on his computer. He analyzes the racers' strategy and how he could best beat them. And his one problem that he does in this race is like he's very confident, but at some point Takumi is like going to slow down because he couldn't make the corner otherwise, which is a trigger in this game as well, so I have to slow down at a specific point. Otherwise the trigger later on by Ryosuke isn't gonna pop up. So once that trigger's reached, Ryosuke is gonna say something along the lines of he braked, that's his problem, or that's his fault, and later on he miscalculates himself, or rather he miscalculated at that point, which causes him to take a specific corner very slow. And yeah, it's like that. So once again, donations. Like so much potential for donations here. Also, yeah, nice. He did the multi-track way early, which caused one of my cards to jump up. That was fun. So yeah, sorry.
That's alright. I'll just take this moment to remind everyone who has just joined us that this is HRDQ, which is an impromptu weekend marathon to raise money for the Houston Food Bank to support those who are being affected by Hurricane Harvey. So obviously all the money that's being raised will go directly to them. Yeah, so it's just kind of for that over the weekend. The different ways that you can obviously support, you can donate directly, and that will kind of go straight to them. If you want to support in other ways, you can donate directly. So if you are in the area, you can go to 535 Port Wall, and then you can directly donate physical goods to them that they might need. All kinds of canned goods, kind of vegetables, fruits, and meats, toiletries, cleaning supplies, that kind of stuff. And if there are other ways you want to support, you can go either check out the Yeti and Fangamer, some of our partners. If you go to fangamer.com/GDQ, you'll find a bunch of items that you can pick up. Fangamer create video game merchandise. They're based in Arizona, and they kind of create merchandise that game fans would want. So anything that you pick up there, proceeds will go towards Houston Food Bank. And likewise with the Yeti, if you go to theyeti.com, that's YETE.com/collections/HRDQ, $4 from each shirt purchased will go towards the cause, and $8 from each set of coins bought will go towards the cause as well. So thank you very much, guys. Keep those donations coming in.
So yeah, this should be, if I did it right, the specific... Yeah, okay, there's the trigger. So now he realized he miscalculated something. And if this cutscene wouldn't come up right now, he would still be ahead. But right now he's slowing down a bit, so there's a bit scripted, obviously. He will still be in front a bit, like for quite some time. And... well, yeah, other than that, it's like... now that I got this trigger, basically over. I'm gonna tell you guys when time is coming up. Like, at the end of this, when I reach the station and the, camera changes over to my opponent. I'm gonna say that again once it comes up. Like, it's a good song, but as I said, it still gives me nightmares because I had to hear it so often. And all this time, like, we actually had to tell the developer, or ask the developer rather, how to do it, because we couldn't figure it out. There were no clues anywhere, not on YouTube, not on Google, nowhere. So it was the best way to reach out. So yeah, now they're saying, oh, they're going too fast. I'm going to multi-track on the outside. He's like, Nani? He's multi-tracking on the outside? How? Now we're switching back. And this is basically the part where I'll overtake him. So as I said, time's coming up in a bit. So we're gonna do the inwards drift again because that's a bit faster than the outwards. And time. And that is Densha DD Lightning Stage any percent. Done relatively quick, I guess. So yeah. Don't really know what else to say. I guess the most appropriate would be thank you guys for letting this into the marathon. This whole series, also nice jumping train. This whole series is basically a bunch of hidden gems that have never really made it out of the Asian country, or Asian countries, so to say, Western market, because nobody really knows about them. But these games are as close as we'll ever really get to good initial DPC versions, so to speak, because we don't talk about Mountain Revengeance. No. Mountain Vengeance, whatever it's called again. It's like bad. But yeah, other than that, I think I'd be done here.
Alright, thank you very much indeed for that, Lord Mouse. Let's give a huge hand to that. That was the most entertaining. I've never been interested in watching trains race. It was great. Thank you very much for that, man. That's brilliant.
No problem.
Congratulations to Lord Mouse on a great race. Great. Technically, he was racing trains, so yeah, it's a great race.
Yeah.
So coming up next, we're going to be having, well, we've actually got a bit of an impromptu, not only is it an impromptu marathon, but we've got a little bit of an impromptu Mega Man block coming up now. So up next, we're going to be having Rockman and Forte being run by Joker. So if you are interested in your Mooga Moons, then don't go anywhere because he's going to be coming up very, very shortly. In the meantime, though, I do have some donations here to read out. So, if you're ready, I'm not going to sing. Someone just said sing the donation message song. I was actually about to, but I had no idea what I was going to do. Prototype _ X90 has donated $100 and says, Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. Higher on the street. And I know it's... I think I'm missing something here.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's a place to go. There you go.
Never heard this in my life. Do you want to continue? Because I have no idea what this is. Do you know the rest of it? Calling you and the subject's a mystery?
Calling you and the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet, and I know it's... Oh,
it's
what's the rest of it?
It's so hard when I try to believe. Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, Eurobeat lover, but still, like, sometimes even the easiest lyrics are like just gone.
I have no idea what I've just been thrown into, but thanks whoever decided to put me in that one. So what? Is that a German thing? Because I'm getting messages from Germans now being like, what on earth?
Well, I am German, so there's that.
Oh yeah,
but
I could tell. I know. That must have been a German thing. Apparently, so I've been linked to a video of Initial D. That's a song apparently from another game. Brilliant! Just put my foot in that one. Hey, okay. Onwards with more. Okay, this is a good one. $5 from Creed. Okay, guys, get ready to not like this, like you've never not like this before. Sorry to derail the conversation, but throughout my life I've been trained to call the levels in racing games tracks, and this game takes that literally. It really inspired me to shovel more coal on the fire and kick hurricanes in the caboose. Thank you very much for $5. Can't get over that. The $5 donation from Creed there. A $10 anonymous donation, so thank you very much. We have a $10 donation as well from Night Ghost, who says, congrats to all who are speedrunning for a noble cause again. Here's a small donation from Slovenia. Good luck to all. Thank you very much indeed. Greetings from Slovenia.